Reward those who are on time, right? All right. Hello, everybody. Happy holiday week. My name is Blair Critch. If we have not met before, I know we have all kinds of people that are joining this and some probably watching the recording. I just want to say this, the people that show up, you grow. Okay. I want you to look around at the people who are here. I know this is a holiday week. I know we have a lot of things going on, but I will tell you the whole point of today of what we're going to be talking about is separation season. So if you want something that is really on your heart. Maybe there is something that you have a vision for this coming year in the next couple months. Maybe for some of you, it's paying off some debt. Maybe for some of you, it's freedom in some different ways. I know some of you guys on here, I know your stories of what's going on right now in your life, right? I know some big visions that some of you have. I know investments that some of you want to make or businesses that you want to stop and start something new and fresh, right? There's lots of different reasons and lots of different things that we do in order to achieve our goals. But right now, during this time of the year, is separation season. And what I mean by that, if any of you guys are Ed Mylett fans, he taught me this back in 2021. I heard him say it for the first time, and I thought, this is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard because one of my other favorite authors of all time is Jim Rohn. And Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn had said in different ways basically this: if you want to have what other people have, you have to do what other people aren't willing to do. Another way to say that is if there's something that you really want and only maybe the 1% have that. And for some of you it might be financial freedom. For some of you it might just be freedom in general, right? Like I know for me that when I first started in this network marketing direct sales industry, for me it was freedom. I did not want to have to go back to teaching where somebody told me what time I had to be there, what time I had to leave, when I could be at my kids' things, when I wouldn't. I'd have to drop them at morning care. I'd have to put them in aftercare. That I'd missed a lot of their practices and games, and I didn't want that. So for me, it was a actual freedom of time. For some of you, it might be a financial freedom. For some of you, it might be something that you've always created or thought in your head, but you've never been able to do, and you need the means to be able to do it. Whatever the reason is, there is something that you want, something that you desire. And I personally, I'm a child of God. I believe in that, but whatever you believe in, I'm not here to tell you what to believe in, but I'll tell you this: whatever is on your heart, you can call it universe, whatever you want. I believe it's the Lord, and I believe He puts something on your heart, and He would not give you that vision, that desire, that intuition if there wasn't a way that you could achieve it. But what he won't do is hand it to you on a silver platter, right? How many of you guys have heard that really great analogy where, or that really great story where it's like this guy and he's drowning, right? And God sends him a boat, He sends him a helicopter, He sends him, I can't remember the third thing is, but anyways, He sends all these people, right, to come and help him. And he gets to heaven, he dies because he keeps telling everybody, nope, God's got me, God's got me. And he gets to heaven, he's like, why didn't you save me? And he's like, dude, I sent you a boat, I sent you a helicopter. Like, take advantage of the things that God has given you, right? And so we are all in that season right now. And right now, what people do is they take a holiday, hear the end of that word, day, and they make it a holla month. And they do nothing for the next 2 to 4 weeks. There are so many stats on that, you guys, and you don't have to be that person. Yes, I thoroughly believe you should take off for Christmas Eve. I thoroughly think you should take off for Christmas Day. I will be, except maybe first thing in the morning, sending out a few messages, which I'll share with you guys today. But I'm planning now for those 2 days off. And then I'm planning how I'm going to work on my calendar to hit my goals for the rest of this month. Then we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, right? So you got to plan out for it, but you can plan out and separate yourself from everybody else because you will be doing the things that other people are not willing to do to have the things that other people will never have, but you can. And I know it. I see it all the time in this industry, in this space. It's one of my all-time favorites. I have children right now talking about it because it's one of my all-time favorite things about the network marketing direct sales industry. There is no glass ceiling for any of us. By the way, there are people that are coming into this business right now who can out earn me, even though I came in before them. They're on my team, right? Like Leanne Dunson, super close to out earning me because her personal commission on orders is so freaking high and she has so many orders coming in, right? She could very easily make more money than me. And that's what I love about this space and what I love about this compensation plan. So I'm going to share with you guys today 5 by 5. So 5 different things that you can do that if you do and you reach out to 5 different people on these 5 different things that will be 25 actionable steps that you take. You could do this daily, every day for the rest of this month. You could do this all in one day. You could break it up, however you want to do it. These are things that will separate you from everybody else this season, right? Because you'll be doing the things that other people aren't willing to do because they're sitting back with their feet up, enjoying their time off. And you are out there helping people. Now, before I even share what these things are, I want you guys to stop and think about how people are feeling right now for the next 2 weeks. Drop it in the chat. What are most people feeling? Okay. I've got teenagers now, they're 20 and 18. And so I don't get as much of that like stress and overwhelm and anxiety as I used to during this time of year. It's way less because now it's just what's on me is mostly just cooking and cleaning, right? But yes, Jen, anxiety. Yes, Christy, tired. Yes, overwhelmed. Like this is what people are feeling right now. So capitalize on their pain points. Panic for next year. Financial strain. That's a huge one, Vanessa. Physically unhappy, yes, especially because we're eating and drinking more and we're stressed during this time of year. So, what does that do? Like a whole ball of inflammation going through people's bodies. Now, I want you to also think about what's happening on January 1st. What are people doing? They're thinking about what their what their resolutions are going to be. They're thinking about how they're going to achieve those resolutions. And what are the top 3? Health, wealth, and health, wealth, and I forgot the third one. But anyways, health and wealth are our 2, so it doesn't matter anyways, right? We can give people health. We can help them to feel better, look better, choose better choices for themselves in this new year. And wealth, we have a business opportunity, you guys, that's unmatched, unlike anything else. Okay. So we are going to go over my 5x5s. These are income producing activities, IPAs. And if you do all of these, I have no doubt that you'll start to see some amazing success during this time of year. So a couple people just hopped on. So I just want to reiterate before I start on these 5x5s. We're talking about separation season, what makes you different than everybody else. Instead of, holiday is supposed to be a holiday, not month. So we're focusing on what we can do to build our business, to stand out, to do the things that other people are not willing to do, to have what other people will never have, right? And by doing that, we're going to talk about some income producing activities that can put you in that space for this new year. Okay. So here's some 5 different things that you can do. So first one is 5 people per day that you're going to follow up with who have liked, looked, or viewed your stories or posts. That's easy. Most of you are probably already doing that, right? If you're being honest with yourself, or you say you're going to do that, but do you actually do that? Right? Because I'm one of those people too. I always have great intentions for the day, but do I actually get it done? I don't know what this new AI thing is, but every time I move my hands, and hello, if you know me, you know I move my hands, it thinks that I'm like asking a question, but I'm the one talking, so I'm not sure why it thinks that. But anyways, all right. So 5 people every day that you're going to follow up with who have liked, looked, or viewed your stories or posts. Okay. If you guys are already doing this, maybe you share in the chat some things that you say. I personally, if I see them, especially today, I did a very long stories today. You're all welcome to look at my Instagram. I'm at Blair Critch #2 because somebody had Blair Critch. How crazy is that? And so what I do is I look at my stories today, especially because I put a lot up there and they're long. I did all my injections, like what does Noah take? What does Ryan take? What does Blair take? Because Monday's injection day. If somebody followed all the way through those, like that is a hot lead. That's not even a warm lead. Like if they're willing to watch all that crap, that's hot. If they looked at even just a little bit of my stories today, that's a warm lead. Okay. So I'm reaching out to 5 of those people a day. I usually say something like, hey, Melissa, thanks so much for watching my stories all the way through. I know I put a lot of stuff up on there today, but I was so excited. Was there anything that caught your attention? I appreciate your support. Okay. That's an example. Next, number 5. 5 people that you're going to reach out to that are micro influencers. So what does micro influencer mean? It means they could have anywhere from 800 friends to 5,000 or 7,000. Anything over 7,000, in my opinion, is an influencer. So I'm looking for micro influencers. So I'm looking for people who are in the health and wellness space or menopause space or own their own business, right? That have anywhere from 700 followers to 7,000 followers. Those to me are micro influencers. Those to me are my jam. Sometimes they're just like great moms who love to share information with other people, right? They might be the PTA president, but there's something that I'm noticing that's maybe about health or menopause or being funny about their age or they own their own business, something that makes them somebody that I want to reach out to. So my goal is to find 5 of those people a day. So how would I find some of those people if I've already gone through my own list? Because let's be honest, If you looked at this and you looked at your social media, I highly doubt that you've been through all of your people in your phone. I haven't, and I started in August with LEMD. I've not gotten through all of my contacts yet because I'm still trying to catch up with people. But if I had, then I might start looking through and looking for certain hashtags like hashtag menopause, hashtag healthy midlife, hashtag midlife mama, because that's my ideal client. So don't follow that if you're not a menopause person, right? Maybe you're looking more for Christy's out of menopause. So maybe her clientele is moms of college students, mom of adult children, moms postmenopause, postmenopausal women. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure out your own niche, right? So next, so we have 5 that we're following up with that liked, looked, or viewed our stories. 5 micro influencers that we're reaching out to and connecting with. I'm not going right into LEMD. I'm connecting with them unless I see them talk about their GLP-1 journey or NAD or something else. And then I ask a question. Oh my gosh, I love what you said about blah, blah, blah. I'm on it too. Who's your provider? Then they tell me their provider, and I go, wow, you are so great at sharing this information with people. And I'm so thankful that you're doing it. It's my mission too, because I can't believe how great I feel. What have you noticed? I let them tell me. Then I say, are you getting compensated for sharing this? Because you should. You're awesome at it. Then 50% of the time they say no. What do you mean? And the other 50% they go, yeah, I actually am. They say they are already. I'm saying, do you get paid monthly on residual for those orders, or do you just get paid the first time they order? Most companies, it's the first time they order and that's it. So Mochi, they give them a code. Oh, great. They get a coupon code to share with people. So people order with them, but they only get a commission the first time they order and that's it. Right? So there's so many other benefits with ours. Okay, next number 5. 5 brand partners that you're going to reach out to from your own team. You are going to spend time looking at their numbers. If you have a goal for December, this is how you're going to also hit your goal. You got to put 50% on yourself, and then you got to also decide, like, what kind of a leader am I? So look at the numbers of your personals or ask them, hey, what's your goal this month? We're getting close to month end. What are you wanting to achieve in December? And what do you want to see happen in January? Let them tell you. And then I say, can you show me a picture of your circles? And I ask them to show me where they currently are and where the next level shows them, right? And then if it's people already know, I know their goals, like I know Vanessa on here is trying to hit director. I'll go look at her stuff. If she's close, let's say she's at $1,800 in personal sales. I'm going to go, hey, Vanessa, you're at 1,800 PV. Do you know if you only get 200 more, you're going to earn 35% commission instead of 30? Like, let's go. That's one order. Who do you think's ready to place their order, right? Or maybe I look and see that they are at 6,500 or 6,000 in volume for their team downline. I'm like, wow, if you get to 7,000, you're a senior manager. Have you looked at your numbers yet? Show me your numbers, right? So I'm engaging and asking them. And then I'm also telling every brand partner about the January 4th vision event. So when you're reaching out to people, and you also want to tell them Merry Christmas and thank them for being part of your team and love on them. But I would also make sure they have on their calendar Saturday, January 4th, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Even if you're Pacific Coast, it's worth waking up 3 hours earlier than usual because this is going to be incredible. Beth is going to lead you through a 1-year vision. And we're going to take that 1-year vision and then I'm going to show you how you use that to create your actual vision plan for 2025, how to break it down quarterly, and how to use that to then create your own vision board. It's going to be amazing. All right. Next 5. 5 tags on our Facebook group with potentials, getting them engaged in the group. Here's why. I had 2 people order this weekend who have already been on GLP-1. I didn't try to get them to switch GLP-1 companies. I loved on them. So when I first reached out, one of them I reached out to in August because I already knew she was having great results with her product. She's getting it for cheaper. Another one I talked to in September. She was asking me questions. She got it through her insurance. Well, good for her, right? I gave her suggestions. If you're going to get it through your insurance and you're going to get Ozempic, ask them for the lowest dose possible. She's had great results. The other girls had great results. They're in our Facebook group, Longevity and Wellness. I send them the Thursday nights whenever I think it's applicable to them. Well, both of them ordered this weekend. One, because of the Thursday night educational series, because I sent it to her and said, you might really enjoy this. She ordered NAD this weekend without even talking to me. Second one was because she's been following me and I've been helping her with GLP-1. She referred me somebody else who ordered with me this weekend or ordered with me on Friday, right? So that's why it's important to engage in that longevity and wellness group and get your people to engage in there. Even if they're not ordering with you, invite them in. It's a free community where they can feel a part of something, learn about peptides, learn about health and wellness, and feel like they're a part of something and ask questions. I am not great at tagging my people in there. I put people in there all the time, but I'm not great at tagging them. So I am also saying this is my goal for once a week. Thanks, Jen. For once a week, being able, or once a day, going in there and tagging people on things. Okay. So five people in there that you're going to tag. If you go, wait a minute, I don't have five people to tag in there at all. Well, then that's your wake up sign that you need to invite five people a day, right? Who do you know that's into health and wellness? Who do you know that's not feeling great right now? Who do you know that might just want to be part of that community? And actually, let me back up. If you were like, I don't have five brand partners yet, Blair, on my team, then that's another thing I want you to spend time on. Who do you want to reach out to and say, hey, listen, I'm not sure if you know that I just partnered with this company. It's a telehealth concierge company that focuses on preventative health through longevity, sexual health, and weight management, with soon to come hormone replacement and blood diagnostic kits next year. I would love to tell you a little bit more about this business because I thought of you because, or if you're a little intimidated by them, you can make it a little different and say, who do you know that might really love a business opportunity in this space? I'm looking for referrals. A lot of times they'll be like, hey, it's me. And that actually leads me to the next one. Last five is five people to ask for referrals from, friends or family. Ask for the referrals, you guys, because 90% of the time they go, wait a minute, that sounds like me. When I say, who do you know that is having a hard time losing weight in menopause, is having menopausal symptoms, is sick of how they're feeling, wants to feel better, wants to be healthier in 2025, I want to serve them. Do you know anybody who fits that criteria that you could connect me with? Because my goal is to help five women a month to feel their best, or whatever your goal is, 10 a month, whatever it is for you. And then a lot of times they end up going, well, wait a minute, I think that actually describes me. And I'm like, oh, great. That actually reminds me a little bit, guys, of flirting. Like sometimes flirting is easier and better than like just jumping right in, right? I want you to think about it like this. Some of you guys maybe have known me for a while, so you've heard this analogy, but a lot of you guys have not. This analogy to me is the best. When I was younger, pre-husband days, and I would go to a bar, okay? Which person was most attractive to you? Was it the guy that wouldn't leave you alone? You were trying to have a drink with your girlfriends at the bar. He wouldn't stop talking to you. He was bugging you to death. Okay. He was good looking, but he wouldn't leave you alone. Or the guy that was equally as good looking who came over, maybe bought you a drink and walked away, or like gave you a wink or looked at you across the bar and then turned around. Which one are you more attracted to? Like, let's just be honest. We are all way more attracted to the one that walked away, right? That is natural chemistry because you're like, ooh, wait a minute. Like now the competition's on, right? So the same thing with this. It's like, I'm not asking you to join me. I'm not asking you to be with me in this business. And I'm definitely not asking you to be my customer. I'm asking, who do you know? Well, now they're like, well, what about me? Why isn't she asking me? Right? So flirting is always a great way to do it. All right. So those are my 5x5s. Okay. People per day, five people per day to follow up with who have looked, liked, or viewed your stories or posts. Five micro influencers, health people own a business, anywhere from 700 to 7,000 people following them. Five brand partners that you're going to reach out to from your own team or start reaching out to make brand partners. Five tags on the Facebook group, Longevity and Wellness, to engage people in it. If you don't have that, you're going to add five people in it every day. And five to ask for referrals from your friends and family. You could do this Christmas Eve morning. You could do this Christmas Day morning, right? Maybe not reach out to people on Christmas Day morning, but you could do some of these, right? You could tag in a group. You could look and see who you wanted to invite, things like that. You could definitely do this the day after Christmas. You could definitely do this through the new year, right? And then here's another tip of something I'm going to highly suggest you guys do. Send virtual holiday cards or New Year cards to all of your customers as a way to touch base with them this week, see how they're doing, and thank them for supporting your small business. I always write on that little virtual card. You can make it on Canva, you can make it on Pic Collage app. However, maybe you made a Christmas card this year. I've been horrible the last 10 years. I've not done one. And so you could just take a picture of your Christmas card and send it to people if you wanted to, however you want to do it. But I always write on my virtual one, thank you for supporting my small business this year. And the reason I do that is because I want them to remember that they are supporting my small business. So when it's time to reorder, they reorder with me instead of just going to that like, local place or a less expensive place, right? And you can also tell them about the specials and that glutathione's coming out this afternoon, right? And if they go, what's glutathione? You can go, oh my gosh, we had a great educational series about it last Thursday. I'm going to send it to you this week when you're working out, listen to it, or when you're in the car. You're going to love it. Would love to get you more info after you listen to it. Okay, so those are all great things to do. And by the way, on this virtual card, you can find all of your clients' emails if you don't have them. Maybe it was a referral from somebody you don't know them well. If you go to their order underneath your order history, when you switch it to customer and you click on their customer, like I think it's like a little magnifying glass, it opens up and you can see their address, their phone number, and their email. I copy and paste those and put it into a Trello card because I keep all my customers organized on Trello. Maybe you do it on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, a notebook, whatever you do it on. Okay, but that's a great way to keep it organized. Here's a couple other quick tips, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Jen because she has her hand raised. But a couple other things that I do during slow times. So this might be something, for example, I have a 1.5 hour block on Christmas morning, and I'll probably do it on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, where it's kind of like a time where I'm probably not reaching out to people. So I'm gonna do some cleanup stuff. This is the time that I'm going to do these things. Do I have a list of my customers? Do I have their emails, phone numbers, addresses, and what they ordered? Okay, that was what I was just talking about, how I go in and I find it. It's kind of time consuming. Maybe you have a teenager home or you have somebody who's off right now. Hold on, let me just mute that. Somebody, a kid that's home right now, or a niece or a nephew or somebody else who could use some extra money this holiday season. This is a great thing to have them do for you, right? Get it organized. Brand partner information. Do you have that written down? Do you know who your brand partners are? What do they want for their business? Do you know that? Do you have it written down? Calendar for January set up. Do I have written down all the things that are happening in January? The Monday at 12:30, the Monday night 7:30 Power Peptide that we've been hosting, a Wednesday night Power Peptide, our Wednesday during the day Clover Connect call from the company, January 4th Vision event from 9 to 11 a.m. We're also going to have an opportunity Zoom for business only on January 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern. You'll see that coming up on the calendar, but you might want to write it down now. January 9th, it's a Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, okay? I'm also making a list of what local businesses I want to partner with to set up events for January and February that I want to start reaching out to as soon as the new year comes, right? Gyms, med spas, nail spas, chiropractors, brow bars, facial places, yoga, Pilates places, like who else, right? If you guys can think of anything else, put it in the chat. And then last but not least, I am getting my social media organized. One of my favorite things to do, guys, is not recreate the wheel. So like this morning, you'll see that I did a bunch of videos on the injections that I do. I put that into my album called Ellie MD Mornings. If I'm talking about glutathione on my stories, I'm going to save those stories and put them in an album called Glutathione on my phone. If I'm talking about NAD, I'm going to put all that I put in there, and I'm going to put it in an album called NAD. And the reason I do that is because in 3 or 4 weeks, nobody remembers what I did this week. They don't really care, right? And most people need to see it 8 to 10 times before they take a leap of faith or a leap of anything, right? So this gives them that time, that opportunity to be able to see it over and over again. I have people just now ordering with me who have been watching me since August. Okay, so repeating, there's nothing wrong with repeating. And you want to keep yourself organized. If you see, I also have an album of To Create. Whenever I see some of yours on here, like Vanessa's social media is amazing. Jen, I stole a couple things from you last week that I liked. Whenever I see things that I like, I'll take a screenshot and I'll put it into an album on my phone called Create. And if I have free time, like I will on Christmas morning, because I don't have little kids anymore, they don't get up at the crack of dawn. So I'll have a few hours. My husband's like got a whole morning routine that takes him 2 hours. So while he's doing the sauna and walking and lifting and all these things, I'll be working for 2 hours. And I'll be organizing my social media and getting ready for what I really want to say to my ideal client in the new year. Okay. So those are all my top tips. Jen, you had something you wanted to share?
Oh, I just had a question about the virtual card.
Mhm.
Because I use Flowdesk for my
Yeah.
newsletters. Would
Yeah.
you do that?
Yeah,
Some
so I use
okay.
Flowdesk too. So I just make the graphic on, I already made one and actually sent out this week with my Christmas, with my email. So my email this week was about family traditions, and I shared in there a couple of our traditions. I gave them a free scavenger hunt that I created years ago for our family. And I put in there our virtual Christmas card. But I still am going to text. I do every Wednesday, guys. This is also a really great organizational tip. Is every Wednesday is my day to reach out to my customers. So, and if I can tell they're getting annoyed that I'm reaching out too much, I'll let them know. Like, hey, I usually reach out every single week the first month, but if you're good and you just want me to reach out to you like once a month, I can totally do that. And I usually do offer that because I don't really want to reach out every single week. And I just keep that organized. And so then I know who to reach out to, who not. So I am still going to send that virtual card, Jen, with those text messages. Anybody else have anything they want to share that's working for them that they want to share with everybody, or anybody have a question? All right, awesome. Well, really quick, just a couple quick tips for you guys as well, or quick things to remember. Today, I think at 3 p.m. Eastern, glutathione should be dropping. Um, we have our coupons. So anybody who orders Trizepatide between now and January 5th will get a $50 coupon that they can use starting January 15th on any longevity or sexual health product. If they order semaglutide, they'll get a $25 coupon that they can use towards longevity or sexual health products starting January 15th. And I think that's it. There's no tonight. Getting started is at 5 p.m. Eastern instead of 8 p.m. Eastern due to this being a holiday week. So if you have anybody brand new, please recommend to them that they hop on at 5 p.m. tonight. I'll be leading that. And what else do we have the rest of the week? I think they're doing a Power Peptide Thursday night. I just don't know the time yet. But that will be out as well. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. And I hope you guys have an amazing holiday this week, whether you celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate. I just hope you have an amazing time with your family and that you get active and have fun. That's actually a great idea too. Show some things that you're doing with your family. Take some videos of you guys being active, whether it's doing a silly relay race or maybe a silly run or walk in the morning after you eat, whatever. Show all of that because all of that is helpful for your reels and your stories and your posts. And take lots of pictures and have lots of fun, guys. Oh, also, like we can actually have treats and not worry about gaining weight. How fun is that? Last year was the first time I ate monkey bread in probably 10 years. It was amazing. Bye, guys. Love you all.